Hi, my name is Danny DeVore and welcome back. So, I'm doing a little bit of a revamp of this whole situation here and just kind of documenting my journey of like taking care or better care of me. And that encompasses everything like mental, physical, spiritual, all of that. So, come along with me. So, years ago, I remember one of my officers asking me, "Are you living life or are you loving life?" And at the time, I was like, obviously, I'm living my life and loving it because at the time, I genuinely was. I was like 22 years old. I was traveling the world, getting paid for it. I had no, to be honest, like responsibilities or anything like that. So, now, as a more mature woman, I am learning that I have to take care of myself and prioritize myself. I am a workaholic. I am, well, up until this point, I have very much been attached to like how productive I am. My value comes from that. And I'm trying to retrain my brain to realize that that is not true at all. So, the first step in that is me actually enjoying the fruits of my labor, right? So, going on a vacation. So, as you can see from the title, I don't know why my hands keep doing that, but from the title, we are going on a trip. Yay! I'm so excited. I have not been on vacation since 2022, which doesn't sound like a long time because I know some people are like, girl, I haven't been on vacation in years, but I haven't been on vacation since 2022, and my goal this year is to do 5 trips. Got this one, and then we're planning a family trip, and then we have another family trip. So I got 3 kind of already in the works. So I just need 2 more. If you know some good places to go, it can be in the United States, it could not. Please let me know in the comments down below. And before we continue, please like, comment, and subscribe if you yourself are on a journey of just being a better person for yourself, or if you have figured out life's mystery. So yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and start packing. So I went to Target today and picked all this stuff up. So no, I didn't. That's a story. Some of the stuff I already had, like this, I already had because I am a weekend warrior, and so I keep a lot of things with me to make sure when we go to the field that I have everything that I need. But back to, are you living life or are you enjoying life? Living it or loving it? I recently had a conversation with my mom, who my mother is going to retire soon. And so I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't know the best way to do this, so just bear with me. My mom, she's going to retire soon, and she was telling me how she hates that she's waited this long to enjoy her life and travel, and that she doesn't want that for me. No one has ever really told me straight out that if you aren't being productive, if you lay in the bed and rest, that you are lazy, right? No one's ever outwardly been like, oh my gosh, you're lazy. But I always hear this voice inside my head when I'm resting. Up until recently, I've always heard this voice inside my head that's been like, well, you're laying in the bed right now, but you could be doing the dishes, you could be doing laundry, you could be doing XYZ, a number of things, but you're laying in the bed. And I am just really trying to retrain myself because now I'm getting to the point where my body is starting to tell me enough. Like, this is enough. We don't need to keep doing this, keep going in this vicious cycle. This is enough. Just sit down. So I worked like a couple weekends ago, and it was a really rough day. It really, really was. And so the next day when I got off, I was just so exhausted. I was so tired that I literally laid in the bed that entire day. I laid in the bed the entire day. And for 1 second, I thought, and I was like, oh my gosh, you need to get up. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And 25 seconds later, I heard my own voice telling me, you don't need to be doing that. You are tired. You deserve rest. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to take care of yourself. You genuinely cannot pour from an empty cup. So in the video before this, I talked about going to a wellness retreat and how one of the ladies there said that we are not meant to pour into anybody. We are meant to overflow, and in that overflowing, that is how you pour into others. But you yourself are not meant to just pour and pour and then you rely on somebody else to pour back into you. You're giving that responsibility for somebody to take care of you to someone else, and it's like, what if they don't show up for you? What if they don't come through for you? And so that really stuck with me, along with your who is not based on your do. So I have very much been a person of the more work I produce, the more valuable I am, which in some cases that is true, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. That is true. However, that should not be where you only get your sense of worth from, right? Which I know that probably sounds crazy to some people, of like, why would you think that based on your productivity, that is what people see value in you? But imagine growing up, you've been told that because you are a woman and because of your skin color, you're going to have to work 2 times as hard as everybody else in order to be even on a level playing field, right? When you imagine that, that does something to your psyche. That does something to you to say, like, I'm never going to be good enough at just myself. And to be completely honest, that didn't even come from my parents, so I'm not sure where that started from. My parents were never like, oh, because you're black, you gonna have this, or because you're a woman. The only things that my parents told me when I was growing up is like, make sure you have your own and make sure you can do for yourself. Those are the only things that they told me. They never ever were like, because you look like this. So I'm not sure where that came from, but that's something that has plagued me a lot of my adult life. And I've been in very male dominated fields up until recently. I've always been the only woman or one of very few women. And so it's just crazy. But I got myself into therapy. And since going to therapy, my therapist has been really kind of walking me through, you know, changing my thought process, changing how I treat myself, really telling myself, like, you deserve these things. Rest is a basic necessity, especially when you can afford to rest. I know some people right now especially have to work multiple jobs, which in the past, that was my thing. I just thrived off of just the chaos. I thrived off of like, oh my gosh, I can meet this deadline. Oh my gosh, I can do this. Okay, I'm the best at this. I know I can make it better. It's a competition. And it's like, girl, for what? For what? And I saw this picture and it said, sis, there's no award for overworking. And it blew my mind. Because there isn't. There's no award for overworking. You don't get extra money on your check for overworking unless you know you're working overtime. But that was what drove me. And now I'm like, at the end of the day, if I'm taking my last breath, what's going to be there to hold me? Going to be there to comfort me? Is it going to be these accolades? Which I'm not saying don't strive to do things like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying don't strive to do things or accomplishments at the expense of you really, truly enjoying and living your life. Because as someone who has done that, I'm thinking about all the years that I've wasted. And I know people are going to be like, girl, you're still young. You still got time. And I understand that. But like in my mind, there are other times where I'm like, I put work before my family. I put this before And it's not worth it. Not once has it been worth it in the long run. It really hasn't. So, yeah. So now I am really just, getting to the point where I'm like, I'm going to take trips with my spouse. I am going to enjoy trips with my family. I am taking time off and using my PTO. I am going to celebrate every day because I genuinely don't know when my last day will be. And like I said, at the end of my life, I want to look back and have experiences with the people that I love versus pieces of paper. Once again, I don't want anybody to be like, well, you just telling people, no. I have multiple degrees, but those degrees don't keep me warm at the end of the night. They're great to have. They have afforded me a great lifestyle for myself. But at the end of the day, being with my family, being surrounded by people that I love is just the most important thing to me, especially right now. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know how else to put it, but I really am focused on loving my life right now. And I have a great life. I'm not saying that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm complaining. I don't want it to come off that way because I'm not. I have a great life, but I have to take the time to really enjoy it. And yeah, I'm actually proud of myself. I'm proud of myself because I'm glad that I woke up now, sooner rather than later. I woke up and decided that this world is too big. There are too many amazing, great people to meet, so much good food to enjoy, and I need to be enjoying my life. Like my money that sits in my bank account or whatever, I can't take it with me. I'm not saying that to be financially irresponsible, because if you know me, sister is frugal, Franny. I could make $1 stretch. But at the same time, I have to enjoy life and I have to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And in that, just, give myself grace, give myself permission to rest, give myself permission to just be and exist. Especially in my profession, I see people who are like, oh my gosh, I was working, and then I never had time for this. And it's like, I don't want to be like that. I have the time now. I have the resources now. Go and enjoy it. I don't have children, so it's not like that's a thing, but it's like when they come, that's going to add another layer. So right now, love your life. Just love it. And so I guess I say all of that to say this. If you are not loving your life, I hope that you get the chance to. I hope that you allow yourself to exist, to have rest, to extend yourself grace, to love on yourself. And it's not that I didn't love myself, because I don't want anybody to be like, oh my gosh. It's not that, but just sacrificing myself at the benefit of others. No, we're not doing that. So, yeah, that's basically all that's going on here. I'm just finishing packing up. I don't know how to do a pack with me. Clearly, we're working through it. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Giving it the best. I'm giving it the best that I got. What Mariah say? What did Mariah say? I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. No, but on a serious note, I really appreciate you all watching, coming along this journey with me. If you have any tips for people who used to be, or on the road to recovery from being like a workaholic or an overachiever, the type A personalities. Speaking of myself, y'all, I'm talking about myself. So if you have any tips on what, got you through or got you to really wake up and just realize that life is beautiful and it's meant to be shared with others and enjoyed. And I know it's kind of hard right now because the state of everything and the cost of things, but maybe even just like a little staycation or staying at home and filling you up, a nice little bath, and or buying you a little kiddie pool and sitting outside in the kiddie pool with you a wine glass of Martinelli's or sparkling cider. Just something to say, you know what? You, my friend, are killing it. Keep going, but also rest. It's okay. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.